Hello, I'm Bernard Hickey from interest.co.nz and welcome to a special interest rates report. Today we're looking at what's happened in the last couple of days after the Reserve Bank cut the official cash rate to 8% from 8.25%. Remember, this was the first cut in 5 years. So what's happened? Well, firstly, ASB Bank, late on Thursday, cut its two-year rate, its two-year fixed mortgage rate, to 8.95% from 9.2%. Then there was a day where we were not quite sure what's going to happen, and then Westpac also cut its two-year mortgage rate. ANZ, just at the last minute on Friday, has also cut its two-year rate. But not all the banks have moved, and they've not moved all of their rates. And you might be wondering, why haven't they? Well, there's a good reason for that. New Zealanders have borrowed heavily from the rest of the world in the last 6 years, about $85 billion, and it's gone into our mortgages and into house prices. We still have that debt with foreign investors, so we have to care what the interest rates are from foreign investors. And our banks are the ones doing the borrowing for us on those international credit markets. In the last 6 weeks or so, those interest rates that foreign investors charge us have increased, partly because of the fears about the global credit crunch. And not all of those increases have been passed on to New Zealand investors. In fact, part of the reason the Reserve Bank cut the official cash rate on Thursday was that it wanted to reduce the damage from these higher interest rates being passed on to consumers. Well, a bit surprisingly, some of the banks have passed on that rate, but only, interestingly, on their two-year rates. And that's the fighting part of the market where a lot of people compete for new business, but not across the board because their funding costs have risen. Also, some banks are in a better position to pass on the official cash rate cut than others. Those banks who borrow a lot offshore, who don't rely much on mum and dad's investing in term deposits, they're the ones who are not going to be able to pass on that rate cut from the Reserve Bank. At the moment, it's only BNZ that hasn't moved. We'll see what happens next week. But don't expect widespread cuts in mortgage rates because of the cut in the official cash rate. I'm Bernard Hickey. That was a special report for interest.co.nz.